Those two gentlemen at the top, project students at NCL, worked with Dr. Job, and they came up with this technology where it's a particular polymer-based substrate, and coming in contact with the E. coli species, it changes color. So they are using it as a diagnostic tool for E. coli detection. It can be used for other things also. That is one. They started a company, raised funds, transferred knowledge into the company. NCL gave technology to the company, and now they are operational now. So students and NCL scientists doing this. One more. So one more example. Dr. Kundle, a current scientist at CSIR, got approval from CSIR, started this company with one of our former students. They raised money from BIG, and now they are operational. There are 8 such cases that are currently. One more slide. There are 8 spin-offs that we have created out of NCL in the last 1 year or so. Around 17, 18 scientists and students are participating in it. And 3 more in the pipeline. One more slide. I'll stop. Any questions? We can.
It's end of the day almost, and I see tired body languages. I'll be trying to be very crisp and brisk so that it goes straight. Coverage, let me not deal very much in this, and straight away everything is going to come. Next slide. Well, you all know our ISRO space program started with vision of Dr. Sarabhai. He said we must be second to none in application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society. This is the guiding vision for our space program. This is the guiding vision for our technology transfer office also. You can see from the ISRO TT policy, national development is important. Next, and the last line, the direct revenues what we earn from TT is of secondary nature. Our main purpose is to transfer the technology, the benefits of the public funded research institute to the industry, which ultimately has multiplier effects and benefits the citizens. Next slide, please. Well, this is the IP and this Technology Transfer Management Institute in ISRO. Before September 2015, it was centralized at ISRO headquarters. They used to give approval for each technology. But after September 2015, it is totally decentralized, and each ISRO center is empowered to do its own technology. Of course, the policy will be made and mandated at ISRO headquarters. So I am in I am into the TTID, Technology Transfer Interface Industry Interface Division, and we have a committee, which the committee, if any proposals are there, we go to the committee, and Center Director has all the powers to do that. Next slide. About SAC ISRO, it is basically a center, major center of ISRO, where all applications of the space are done. It was, the genesis lies in 1966, but in 1972 it became a space application center in the Department of Space. Next. The major applications we have is we develop the payloads for communication and remote sensing satellite. Your INSAT series of satellites, GSAT series of satellites, payloads for UHF, L-band, S-band, C-band, extended C-band, then meteorological operations or remote sensing satellites. Then the generation and production of software for image processing, for data processing, and all other applications. The navigation, IRNSS, you must be aware, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, the ground receiver, the atomic clock is being developed at the center. Next. Now the vision for our TOT, we have a vision that to facilitate development of a globally competitive and self-sustainable Indian space industry to meet the domestic and international needs. We have a vision, and I am glad to say that in from 1977, this last year we had 100th agreement for technology transfer, having 67 technologies. And next slide. So this is the statistics, this is the geographical distribution. It is almost distributed around all countries. It is among MSMEs, it is private companies who come and take the technologies. And we have what my office does is we are into IPR management of the center, industry interface and technology transfer. Next. Now, why do we need technology transfer? Because the importance and the role of TTO, Technology Transfer Office, will depends on this need also. It is very well studied and well-known fact for commercialization, Many times R&D requires additional customization, ruggedization. Suppose if the railway is the user of our ground terminal. So our ground terminal is developed with certain environmental conditions, but they need altogether a different environment conditions. In that case, we need to do a technology transfer, because further lot of development is required, and that can be taken by industry. SAC won't take it up. Then many products are required in large numbers by center itself. So, but mass production facilities do not exist in the center. So to mass produce those things, to upscale the production, we give it to industry. And most important thing why technology transfer is there, it allows the scientists to focus on core R&D. They need not to go to talk to industry, they need not interfere with industry and do all those things. TTO manages this. Next. Benefits of technology well known, I will skip, we have nothing. Next. Value of chain, this is well established, discussed in previous presentation, I would like to skip. Next. Now, what are the management domains which are basically TTO? Strategy, suppose IP protection, whether we need to patent it or not, that decision is to be taken, whether this is to be licensed or not. So these are strategic decisions, technology search, assessment, and license evaluation, marketing, lot of marketing things to be done, what are the requirements need, what are the market potential, what are the customer needs has to be done, and we do consultancy also. Next. Now, I have observed TTO positioning in organizations like BARC, ISRO, NASA, JAXA. The TTO is within the organization, like TTID is within the center. So these organizations have within the center. Stanford University has within the center. But there are examples where the TTO is located outside the main setup. Next slide. For example, as is a CSIR Tech. It's a different entity. It is outside this. Oxford University, they have IS Innovation Limited, and DRDO is doing with FICCI. So that line. Now both these models have their own implications. They have all their advantages and disadvantages. The advantage of being in the center is day in, day out, we are in touch with the scientists, in touch with the inventors, in touch with the innovators, and it is easier to scout for technologies. But sitting at one place in the central, having many labs in the countries, then you need different mechanism, system oriented to collect the technologies which can be offered. Next. So these are the reasons some I have captured why TTO is required, because transfer of technology is not purely technical job, it is more of a techno-manager job. It is involved in long process. It allows scientists to focus on their core research work. They need not diverge to other kind of works. Then it works as a single point of contact for the industry. They need not be going and talking to each and every scientist for any research or any technology. TTO also scans the external market. It also knows the internal system and tries to match a fit between the two. Okay, this is what we have, this is what the industry requires, and how does it fit. Another very important aspect, it has come out in the morning, cultural gap. R&D setup, R&D center has a different kind of culture, whereas the industry has a different culture. Most of the time, the language they talk, the way is different. So this is a very important role which TTO has to play. They have to talk to the business community, to the industry in the language they understand. They have to follow, they have to understand their culture, and similarly they have to this. So they act as a bridge between these two. Scientific information, it can be published in papers, it moves very smoothly, but technology does not. For movement of technology, person to person contact is required. So TTO is important. Technology transfer is not something which you can publish in a paper and everybody can adopt and work on it. And the employees who are working at TTO, they require a different kind of competencies to work than the researcher. I'll little bit elaborate on this. Next slide. Click. For technical, of course they have to understand the invention, they need to have technical background about the subject. Next. IPR management, definitely they need to have IPR management, but If invention is there, whether it is patentable or not, which form of IPR is to be applied, whether copyright has to be applied or semiconductor integrated circuits has to be applied, all these knowledges IPR has to have. They need to have knowledge of commercial aspects. Many things are involved. Next. Procedures. Our government sector are driven by procedures. So they need to know a lot of procedures also. Technology transfer, lot of procedures are there, guidelines are there. They need to be aware about this. Next. Policy. They need to be aware about the policy of the organization. Because many times, whenever any survey or government, they have to give feedback. They are the frontline people. They know what changes have to be made to the policy of the level. So they need to have knowledge of this. Legal, of course, you are signing an agreement with an organization. You have to be legal. There will be legal vetting. Attorneys will be there. But the interest of the organization best can be safeguarded by the TTO only. Lawyer will do no job. Marketing, of course, I have told you it is very important. You have to market your technology. You have to understand the requirement of that is the basic need, difference between marketing and sales. Sales is selling what you have. Marketing is selling what other needs. It's not what you have. Next. And financial knowledge, royalty, calculations, lot of cost accounting is there. So these are some basic qualities which have. Now researcher may not have or not required to have all these required. His core work is to focus. Next. Now I'll request to click on these all are hyperlinks. So click technology. This is what we do. Our technology sources are mostly requests from scientists. Many times scientists they come to us that I want to transfer the technology. Sometimes the management comes, okay, this is good product, you transfer the technology. Then we sit on all project reviews. From there we come, okay, this is something interesting, we can transfer the technology. ISRO has a RESPOND program where it funds the academic organizations for carrying out the basic research, and ISRO owns the IP. So we sit there and we come to know what projects or anything can be technology transferred. Then we do conduct brainstorming sessions within the center across the teams, so that we come to know what can be transferred. From industry also we get requests and IPR portfolio, whatever is there. Now this funnel I have told you, for TTO to be successful, the more you put at the top end of the funnel, the more you will get at the bottom. Because there will be a lot of filtering. You won't get, if your pumping is 10, 15 technologies, hardly one or two will be successful. Not all will be successful. Back. Now after the technologies we come to know, we have to assess it. Whether it is for in-house or buyback. Because first thing we have to assess is whether it has a social impact or it is for in-house buyback. Also whether we develop many technologies which are of strategic use. So depending on the end use, the strategy changes. And whether IPR needs to be filed or not is debated. Readiness of the technology, ISRO transfers only ready, qualified, tested technologies which we have used in-house. We don't transfer any technology which we have not used in-house. So commercial potential, we try to get a first hand, how much is the commercial potential of that. Captive requirement I have told, social impact. Complexity of the technology, how complex is the technology, that is also an important thing. Next. Okay. Now development of cost estimation, because how much money center has spent on development of the technology, that we have to do, even though returns are of secondary, but we have to do costing, and depending on this we arrive at the license fees and royalty numbers. Next. Back. Market study I have elaborated, you can go to next, no need to click. Marketing can go next. Licensing relation, yes, we do the due diligence, we check the legal status of the company, we evaluate the technical capabilities of the company, whatever infrastructure, facilities, test setup they have, manpower, financials, because our end goal is the technology should be commercialized. So before giving technology, we ensure that the company should be capable of commercializing it. And of course we ask the company, what is your plan, how do you work? Next. Next. click on technology absorption. Now, absorption, we give them what are the sources of the components. We do the consultancy. It's not that after signing of the agreement it is over. We help them in absorption of the technology. We go to their office, whatever possible, we help them. We train their manpower. We provide our test facilities also. Initially, if they don't have the required equipment infrastructure to test it, we do offer those things. And then we offer the testing and certification product. So this all is done. Back please. Click on the contract management. Now, contract management, whatever technology transfer document we give, we see that all commitments are met. At the same time, no over-commitment is made. Then we have to monitor the progress of the absorption. Many times we have to send reminder for the royalty payments, reminder for the sales report, feedback on the product. And as usual, there will be audit queries also on us. So it is role of the TTO to answer these audit queries. Next. Keep doing next. Now this is what field should be general for success. We should have very good personal relation with scientists. We have to do internal marketing. We have to get the confidence of the scientist. Because in our kind of setup, the research is done for own programs. The research is not done for the industry. And the scientist does not have much interest in transferring the technology because he doesn't get any additional benefit out of technology transfer. It's not like other that he gets some part of the royalty or some part of the fees, nothing like that. So we have to be behind the scientist. Okay, what is going on, give us things. And it should be announced very widely. The announcement should be good. ISAC has a dedicated industry portal. We put all our data industry related on the ISAC industry portal. And IPR should be taken, should have regular communication with licensees also. We should be vigilant about market because many times we observe the industry, they misuse, they change the product. We have received the complaints of inferior product quality, and that goes against the name of the organization. Good documentation is required because these agreements are 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Manpower, people keep changing, heads keep on changing, employees keep on changing, transfers, retirement, everything. So unless there is good documentation, proper records cannot be maintained. And it should be done. ISRO does not do, there is provision, but exclusive, we don't do any exclusive TOT. It is always non-exclusive. So it should be done to optimum number of companies to encourage competition. However, the number should not be larger than the market potential, so that there is overcrowding and somebody fails. Next. These are some of the challenges which I feel for the TTO are there. I have put them into internal and external. For us, like motivating the scientist. It may not be there in other things, but for us definitely, because there is no additional benefit to motivation for technology transfer per se. Whatever invention he is doing for the project. There you will get the recognition. Lack of flexibility to change license terms. Suppose some technology I have transferred 5 years ago at some terms and conditions. It is very difficult for me to reduce the charges or the fees after 5 years. Immediately there may be some questions on ITI, you transfer that technology for X amount, Y or lower amount. But this is required for us. Match pace with the time value of the technology. Now technology is moving very fast. By the time a developed technology comes to us for TOT, a considerable time has already elapsed. And then TOT process itself consumes some time. So many times by the time the technology goes to industry, it has lost its relevance in the market. So this is a big challenge. The TTOs have to be very fast now. The researchers have to be very fast to put the technology in the market. Most of the times it is developed as a prototype. Lack of manpower, definitely I don't think most of the TTOs will have very handsome amount of manpower. Although it is true everywhere, but here in particular in my division we have 3 people. We are handling TOT, we are handling IPR, we are handling MOE management, we are handling industry interface. Then development cost and license fees estimation. Now the system is not geared for keeping records of each scientist how many mile hours he has spent after that invention. So the whole system, the ecosystem is not meant for this thing. So trying to estimate the cost, license fees, development costs is a challenge. And this is a number which is always questioned. How did you arrive at this number? So it may be right, it may be wrong, but the logic has to be there. How we have arrived this number. Then monetary receipts are not much value. Now this is a minus point also. Since monetary receipts are not much value, that motivation is not there. Now external parts, as I told you, internal it is developed prototype, but industry needs a developed product. Industry aims at mass production and high quality. They need a commercial technology, whereas ISRO may not have all the commercial technologies. It may not be relevant to industry, not direct use to the consumer. ISRO may be the only user of that technology, nobody else. Finding licenses for us, high-end electronics, is difficult. We don't find many companies, organizations in India who do the kind of advanced electronics, RF electronics or micro like us. So for us, finding license is difficult. Most of the TOT equipments are high capital intensive because it's not only the product, the whole infrastructure has to be set up. It